with Steven Seidel. I'm your host. We have an amazing show for you today. We have Karen Hamill from Communication Strategy Group. Karen, welcome to the show.
Hi, Steven. Thanks for having me.
Yes, it's a pleasure to have you on. I see your Today Show in the background. That's my wife's favorite show. She'll be very excited to hear that I spoke with somebody who has worked with them. So tell me a little bit about Communication Strategy Group and who you help from a PR perspective.
Absolutely. So Communication Strategy Group, we're a full service marketing and PR agency that supports small to medium-sized businesses. We work across various industries, including healthcare, financial services, education, and then aerospace and sustainability. And we've been around for about 20 years. We just celebrated 20 years last year, and we're based in Denver, Colorado.
Awesome. 20 years. Congratulations. There you go. That's very impressive. My nephew, he goes to Embry-Riddle. It's an aerospace college. What are some, when you say you work in the aerospace field, give us an example of what working with a client might look like from a PR perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. So we work with companies from space navigation to mission design to boots on the ground to satellites, everything from on the ground to in space and in between. And really our goal is to help elevate their brand awareness. So that could be through thought leadership for their executives, proactively pitching to get them into key media outlets, whether that's in the space industry or top tier business outlets that we work with, space reporters, and really kind of to tell their story and understand their why. There's a lot of space companies, a lot of startup aerospace companies that we're really trying to understand what's cool in the industry. What are you working on? How can we tell your story and differentiate you from the other space companies?
That's fantastic. I'm sure there's several different ways to approach it. I'm reading a book, Harold Goes to the Moon. And, the moon obviously is a hot topic these days. And so, taking your story to the next level is key. When somebody reaches out to you guys at Communication Strategy Group, how does that process work? Do they typically come in through referral? Are they looking for press releases? Or how do they learn a little bit more about you?
So typically what they do is they're looking to figure out what they need from a starting point. Do they need marketing? Do they need PR? So we kind of work with the clients when they come and find us on understanding what their end goal is. And it's not going to be the same for every client. So typically what we do is we'll have an intro call, understand what their goals are, and work with them from that perspective. And really just our main goal is to kind of raise their brand awareness and elevate them in the industry that they work in. We do paid digital for these clients too. So that's Facebook ads, targeting. We work with a lot of clients that have conferences. We do geo-targeting to help kind of increase the amount of attendees that they want. So it's a wide range. But yeah, like I said, we're a full marketing and PR agency, so we support from a broad standpoint.
And what's one strategy that's a little bit outside the box that you typically employ if you're, trying to get some coverage for a client, whether it's sustainability, renewable, you name it? What's a technique that you have found has been successful?
I'd say one of the techniques that we like to use is newsjacking. It's a little unconventional because typically PR, you have a plan in place. Newsjacking really requires that you're monitoring the news on a daily basis, understanding the trends, what's going on, and then trying to almost beat your competition. So other companies that might be trying to incorporate their spokespeople, expert commentary, but it really is a great way to not only monitor the news and the trends and current events, but also elevate your spokespeople to be the experts in their industry.
So let's just say that I work for a space company, and what would be a way that you would newsjack or trendjack with me?
Well, let's see. There's a lot of news coming out with the new administration and space companies. If there is something with a policy change, for example, and we see it in the news, what we would do is we would look at what the news is and see how can Stephen actually comment on this. And we'd work with you as a client. Typically what we have is shelf statements that are approved by the client already on certain topics that we can submit to the reporter. And the reporter might come back and ask for a follow-up interview. But it really is just about trying to get your name in front of the reporter as an expert in that industry and on that topic.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing a little bit about your background. If you want to learn more about Karen, who, by the way, her last name is Hamill. Did you say that you're related to Mark Hamill from Star Wars?
Very, very distant, but we are the same Hamill.
Okay, well, if you want to strike back to the Empire or return to the Jedi or just simply have amazing PR, make sure you check out Karen over at dailynewsnetwork.com. Thank you so much for joining today. We really appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Steve.